Hello everyone. Let's look at custom error types in Rust. So I'm just going to type this from scratch, and I think it's a little bit more authentic if I do this from memory rather than looking at a second screen. You'll have to trust me on that. So let's call it custom error. Let's go into just use a main. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make some custom error types. We're going to read contents from a text file, and depending on what the error is, using the question mark, which is also called try, um, we will convert the standard error into the variance that we create in an enum. So hopefully that makes sense. Right, so we're going to use std.io. We're going to use std fs file. And then the other thing we need is we will do use std. And this is IO error, not std error. This is a std IO error, an input output error. And we're going to do an alias for that. So we will call it IO error. You'll see why we are doing that shortly, because otherwise we'll end up confusing ourselves with the word error in too many places. So we know that the IO error will be the error from the IO standard library. Okay, so let's create an enum, and we will call it file error. And we'll just do two variants. So one will be file not found, and the other one will be file not read. This is in no way comprehensive. We should have a lot more than this, but just for this purpose, we will stick to 2. Next, we want to create an impl, and we want to use from. And this is what we will use to take the IO error and change it into the file error, one of the enum variants that we've just specified. So we will do from IO error. That's what it's from. That's what it's from, and then we will do for file error. And why is it not liking that? Because it's waiting for. Okay, and then let me just do allow unused. That's better. Right, now if we do fn, you can see it will offer you the function boilerplate. So I'm just going to change that from value to then we can say if then we're going to use kind. So kind, yeah. If the error kind equals, if it's equal to std.io error, and then this is the bit where I get in a muddle, std.io error. It's error kind, and then so these are available from std.io. So we'll do the if it's not found, then we will convert that. So we'll convert the std.io error kind into file error, our own. And I shouldn't really be using if here. Should be using match, but just to keep this as simple as possible to follow. So if it's not a file error not found, then it's file not read. Yeah, so that's not exhaustive. You should be using match here and then just have the catch-all underscore at the end. Okay, my Rust analyzer is no, that's okay. Right. So next we need a function, and we need a function to read some contents from a file which may or may not exist. So we will call it read file contents. We'll pass in file path. That'll actually be a string. You would use a path if you were doing this properly in production. We want to return a result, and then the result of the file contents that we're going to read from the file will either be a string or file error, which is the name of our enum for our custom errors. And then we will do let we need to make this mutable. So let file, our file is going to be equal to file path dot read. What are we doing here? We need to no, we need to create a new. We need to open the file. So file open file path. So we need to open that file, and then we also, if we get an error, then this is where we do the map error. So map error, and this is the bit that caught me out. So I still need to solidify my understanding here, but what we will be doing is we'll map the error to file error. And you see the suggestions, it's showing from with curly braces, but you don't actually need them. Then we will need to do the question mark, which will bubble up the error to the line above. And that's not happy, but it's because we haven't returned it anything yet. So we've created a file. We need to create like a buffer, so we'll call it contents equal. And we're just going to return the string new. And now we've got a file. We've got a buffer which is called contents. So now we actually need to do file read to string, and then we need to just pass in the mutable contents. And that may or may not fail. So we need to also use the question mark, so that'll bubble up the error. And then, okay, contents. That's happy. So that question mark saves you doing unwrap, which is nice. Now we need to actually use the function. So let me just, there we go. Let file path, no, sorry, file underscore path equal example.txt, and then we would do let res equal read file contents, and we'll just pass file path in as reference. So here we need to also use the question mark, and that will complain because we need to put the return as a result. Results, which can either be okay or we'll do box because we don't know what the actual error could be. Stood. or rather the compiler doesn't know the size of what the potential error could be. And then we need to return we print res. We probably need to add the derived debug in a minute. Let's just, and then get this bit done. Expected a block. I always do that. I put the angle bracket on the end and then I forget the final one. Right, so what's this complaining about? You need that there. And now we've got the error about the debug. So let's go back up. Derived debug. Good. Right, that should now compile. And well, I don't think I saved that. Right, now it's saved and it's worked. So rather than get a standard error, we actually get our own bespoke error, which is error file not found, which is a lot more human readable. And for debugging purposes, obviously you'd have many more of these. Right, good. So now if we create, let's come out of that. cd source. Let's actually put some text in. Example.txt. I probably need to do all the trim and the parsing and the find and the map and replace, but this will do for now. And I didn't save it again. Right, let's save it. File not found. What's going on? Where am I running it from? So we got example.txt, main.rs. Go run. And it's found it. So I don't know just what happened there. That's probably me and my Vim shortcuts. I just going having a bit funny 5 minutes. So if we run it, hello learning Rust, subscribe. It's got the new line. We need to trim that, but you get the idea. And then if we do rm example.txt, run it again, you see we've got the other error. So, well, not the other error, but we've got the file not found. I don't know off the top of my head how I'm going to simulate the file not read, but we don't really care about that. We've got the OK, and we've got the error. So that was the purpose of this video. So if you want the code, I could put all of this into a playground, Rust playground, if anyone would like it. But say it's not 100% because you would probably be putting in match here. You wouldn't just be doing if else with the file not found, file not read. You'd be doing all the other, or be covering all the other eventualities. So that's done off the top of my head. Well, not top of my head. I spent probably half a day just sort of learning this example. I think it's always good to have sort of some stock examples stored in your head. Once you've got enough examples stored in your head, I know AI is going to replace everybody anyway, but once you understand, once you've memorized the code, you stop worrying about the kind of I don't know, you stop worrying about the syntax and then you start to grasp the actual overall design and mechanics of what's going on. So really this has just been a look at doing a custom error type using your own enum. It doesn't have to be called file error. This could be called strawberry milkshake or milkshake, and that could be called with strawberry milkshake, could be called with milkshake. And I need to edit that out because I've got a bit of a cough. So subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching.